Peace, peace. Greetings to you all. Sheekway L, a.k.a. Lord Abba. Y'all know the rest. Mr. Just the Facts. I'm on my way home from work right now. Driving. And I've been getting a lot of messages lately. People are looking for leadership in these tumultuous times. And those of us who have the wherewithal to do actual due diligence, people are looking for answers. I've been analyzing the numbers. I don't know if y'all can hear that. My windshield wiper is on. It's a rainy day in Georgia. But I've been analyzing the numbers, the demographic breakdowns of people who voted in Georgia and Florida specifically. Those two races, for me, were tone-setting races for not just those, Texas as well, because I wanted to see if enough of America has said, you know what? Yeah, I may be racist, but this guy Donald Trump, man, he's not representing the values of what it is to be American. And what we get to find out is that in places like Georgia, Florida, Texas, Ohio, we have a tale of two stories. One is, in these places, America is based on racism, bigotry, misogyny, etc., etc. And the other is what I've been railing against and about for the past 2 days, and that is the quote-unquote African-American turnout at the polls. What struck me when I looked at the demographic breakdown for Georgia's governor race, Georgia's gubernatorial race, between Stacey Abrams and Brian Kemp, was that 15% of our people actually went to the polls and voted for Brian Kemp. 13% of quote-unquote black men went to the polls and voted for Brian Kemp. In Florida, that number was, I believe, was twice that. The Latino vote, or Hispanic vote, as it's called, for the state of Georgia was negative 1%, which I can assume means that none of these people actually voted for Brian Kemp, that he probably got none of the vote. I've never seen a negative 1% in any polling statistics that I can remember. Any negative numbers, period. The Hispanics, if you will, Spanish-speaking people in the state of Georgia were not going to vote against their own interest and put somebody in who views their people as rapists, murderers, you know, what Donald Trump called them when he launched his bid for election for the presidency of the United States of America. Our people, on the other hand, they're completely confused, and it's befuddling, or it's baffling when we see how many of our people are following this trend, this Blexit, whereas there's this black exit from the Democratic Party under the auspices that the Democrats are doing nothing for you. This is why Blexit exists. When the Republicans are not only doing nothing for you, they're not doing anything for their own people. In states where you have a Republican-controlled government, from the governor to the House to the majority of the mayors, these are the poorest states. Excuse me. These are the poorest states in the United States of America. I just need something to drink right now. A little parched. These are the poorest states in the United States of America. And why our people would want to leave the Democratic Party, there's some issues there. There's some valid points to be made that nothing is changing while we're sticking to this Democratic dream, to leave and go to a party that does nothing for their own people, if we're going to break it down in that manner, is completely foolish and asinine. This whole thing has been baffling to me lately. I see the brother Tazariak from ISUPK. I'm going to give him a direct shout out, because he is a conscious community star on Sinetta TV and represents the mindset of at least 99.9% of the Hebrew Israelites that I've come across. All groups say that we shouldn't vote and our votes don't count. And yet the Christians go to the poll and their votes count. We have Muslim Americans, sisters that just won elections. I know one was in Michigan, I can't think of the other at the moment. Muslims whose vote count. I mean, what are they gonna say? That the Muslims work hand in hand with the European, the white man, the devil, as they call him, and that's why they get, like, whenever there is something that debunks their position and shows that their position is false and faulty, they come up with the next best concocted idea. Oh, well, that's because Islam works hand in hand with the Europeans to oppress us. Yo, our people are smart dummies. They're just smart dummies. When I look at the Republicans, right, when they go to these rallies, these Trump rallies, these people are outwardly idiots. And I'm not saying that to be harsh. I'm just using that in the term of, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, there's a word. It escapes me at the moment. But these people are idiots. They don't even sound smart. While with our people, well, they're like the guy from In Living Color. What was his name? Oswald Bates or Oswald Gates or something like that. They just say a whole bunch of meaningless words that sound cute and sound great and are not saying nothing. And those of us who have the knowledge and understanding and the wisdom, we decipher this babble that they spew on and on and on and call them on it. And all they do is come back with is excuses. Excuses. We have to change. We have to change the thinking of the people, because our people are getting fed up. But if you do not offer a third party, or at least join with the Justice Democrats who are setting to take over the Democratic Party, you're hurting our people more than you're hurting them. Helping them. You're not helping them by telling them not to vote. Let's have this debate. So easy to sit behind your cameras and on your platform and just have the bully pulpit. Most of you people are no different from Donald Trump. You'll get up there and call him the devil and call these people liars, and you are the same exact way. All of you Hebrew Israelites and all of you conscious, comedic RBG, you people are just, y'all are making the situation worse and don't even realize it. Y'all represent the worst in our society. For y'all are not thinking. Y'all believe that Yahweh, and you may have some Muslims that believe the same. I've come across some, or Allah, or Amin Ra, or the God-killing atheist and his crazy ideology is gonna lead you to some promised land. You can't help but to be frustrated by it. Can't help it. People are just so easily led by what our lessons call a block of wood, meaning those who stand upon the corners of the path and point the way and do not follow. They have nothing of worth. A Hebrew Israelite brother, I was debating with Cesaria and a bunch of Hebrew Israelites on this issue, and one brother said, oh, the Hebrew Israelites are doing great things. I said, what are the Hebrew Israelites doing? We're feeding the homeless. I said, everybody's doing that. I mean, everybody's doing that. Creflo Dollar and his Christian church donate 60 tons of food per year. That's 5 tons of food per month to the poor, needy, and underserved in the United States of America. What are you doing that's so special? What are you doing that's so different than what we have done here in Georgia and what Islamic groups are doing all over the United States of America and other groups that have no religious affiliation but are doing charitable works? I mean, come on. Your own Bible says faith without works is dead. And that's just, feeding the poor. That's commendable. That's honorable. But you're doing nothing to move the needle for the people, and yet you sit around and complain and say that there's no justice coming when one of our people get killed and shot down, and you offer no solution other than join us. You just get out there and use incidents of police brutality as a point or a tool to proselytize with. Shame. Just shameful. So I just had these things that I wanted to get off my chest while I was driving home from work this morning. And I'm praying that my words lead us to a larger discussion, because most of these guys are afraid, man. They're afraid to have a real discussion with me. Or I asked another, let's have this discussion on your channel. He said, yeah, you're right. Then he brings some other guy on and he just comes on and starts talking a bunch of stuff. I mean, nobody's challenging none of that stuff. Just agree with it just to agree with it, while y'all are helping these racists that y'all call racist cracker devils to just remain in a position of power by convincing people that they shouldn't vote in the first place. Y'all are the problem. And with that, I say peace.